See, you can't control someone else's heart. You can't control someone else's behavior, but you can control your spirit. You can control what God has called you to do. I'm not trying to get you to doubt your salvation. I'm just trying to say, if we are the redeemed, may we act like it. May we live like it. May we respond like it. And so Jesus continues in verse 23, and he says this. He says, if you bring thy gift to the altar, by the way, Jesus just assumed generosity and giving in this context, and he says, and you remember that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave thy gift before the altar. Go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, then come and offer thy gift. That's a peacemaker. That's someone that's saying, hey, listen, life's too short. The kingdom of God is too important to have an ought against one another. And so he says, be reconciled. I love this. The word reconciled is dialasso. The word dia means account, and lasso means to change. It literally means to change the account to zero. They owe me an apology. She owes me more respect. He owes me money. And what you're saying is, nope, all is forgiven. You say, well, Pastor, if I do that, they'll get away with it. No, they won't. God's the judge. God's the one who's going to bring them into good standing. He's the one. What you're doing is you're transferring the balance in their account that you're holding on to God's account and saying, God, I'm going to let you change this. What it does is it exchange a bad relationship for a good one. It reunites or reconnects the relationship. And what you do is you lose something meaningless to gain something meaningful. That's what dialasso means. Listen, most of what we argue about, most of what we complain about, most of what we've been prolonged in prolonged discouragement about has been wounded pride. Most of it is meaningless little things that if you were going to die tomorrow, you wouldn't be worried about it. And so what we have to do is we have to go back to God's idea, God's values, and say, I'm going to live that way. I'm going to live out grace.